Hello everyone and welcome to an all new season of ARL Formula 2. This is our second season and yes, we are back and we are here for the season opener in Austria, where we get started with a very wet one-shot qualifying. There's been a few changes within the team chart, within the drivers we have this season, and well, if anything, this title fight is going to be mega if we do get one. 2 races every week, of course. For, in fact, the next 10 weeks. We are going until mid-June with this new series, and boy, we cannot wait to get stuck into it. This should be a great fight between the likes of Pluto, LMG, Expilo, Bennett, Warman. It could be absolutely anyone's day, and the master of F2 himself, Pluto, the champion of that. The champion of last season has already got company at the top with Expilo, LMG trading positions with him at the moment. It could well be Expilo in the high-tech taking the first pole, but just like that, with it being F2, Pluto or Expilo, who's going to take it? Oh, it's Expilo by about 0.2 of a second, but you really don't know which way this is going to go. Great to be back commentating this once again, and well, you know, I'm not a prediction guy. I don't make predictions often, and if I had the choice for F2, I'd decline it straight away because I don't think it's possible for this season. We race at Britain next week, then Italy, Belgium, Spain, Azerbaijan for a run of European races. Then we're over to Japan for a very unique setting, and Russia, Brazil and Bahrain for the final 3 rounds, forming a very, very exciting 10-race season. 20 races, 10 rounds, I should say. Expilo takes the first 4 points of the season. Pluto joins him on the front row. Then come Bennett, LMG, Warman, Raptor, forming the new pack, if you like. There's a second between him and the pole sitter. Communist, Rixon, Boca and Rossi round off the top 10. New drivers such as Boca, Rossi to this series. You may recognise their names, but it's an absolute pleasure to have them in F2. It should be a dry race, according to drivers, and I do believe them. The social media bot has pinged. We are, of course, live. And, well, if you're here for the very first time, F2 is run in the 2020 fashion. We have a 50% feature race, a 50% sprint race, a one-shot quali beforehand, of course, as you just saw. But these drivers know the rules. They know what they've got to do. And hopefully an entertaining race. Austria was really, really strong for side-by-side action, unpredictability last season. And the formation lap is underway. 20 laps of the Red Bull Ring coming up for the first race of the day. Strategy is as follows. You can pick your starting tyre. The top 3 have opted for the softer super soft compound. The purple wall tyres, of course, if you're not familiar with those anymore. Pluto, same, and then Bennett, the same course. LMG and VRT Warman have opted for the soft tyres. Raptor's going to have an aggressive start on those super softs. Communist has gone for the softs, he'll be going long, so is Rossi and Rundle. Everyone else on your screen is on the super softs. And here, Warman has been disqualified. He's the only one disqualified, so there might have been some lag or something, just kicking him out. He says Brennett? Brennett brake checked him. Bennett brake checked him. May well be looked into if he feels that is the case. But yeah, just a quick run through the team chart. In the dams, we have a very exciting pairing of LMG and LSJ Rundle. UNI Virtuosi is occupied by Communist and CJ Pants. ART, Raptor and Rossi fill those 2 seats. In the Carlin, it's Pluto and Bennett. Just look out for the Red Bull liveries. That's new. Okay. This is how to form an F3 car, by the looks of it. In the Campos, we have Boca and Rixon. In the Charus, it's just Aaron Ocon at the moment. HWA, Gogglsaw and Fruity. No Fruity today. Prema is occupied by VRT Warman, Trident, GSR Thrasher, and in the high-tech, Matty Mumu and Xfilo. That is your basics, and it's quite hard to cram that in to a one-shot qualifying the formation up. But the lights are coming on now for the drivers. We are about to get underway for Season 2 of F2. And they're revving it up now. We're underway for the brand new season as Xfilo gets a very poor start. In fact, a shocking start. He's already down the order. And if he wants to win the championship, that is not a great start. Pluto leads. It will be Xfilo's biggest nightmare tonight. That start. LMG is up to second. Raptor's up to third. Absolutely incredible stuff from the Irish driver. Communist is up to fourth. We have Rixon there trying to find a way down the inside of Werman. CJ Pants on the outside. It's very, very bunched up. That's Xfilo there in the thick of things. He's going to lose another position to GSR Thrasher. It's all going on back here. We have Rundle having a look past a good old friend, Mr. Boca. He does get it slowed down there. He's still on the inside. And, yep, he has that position gained. Aaron Ocon and Thrasher. Great to have Thrasher back, by the way. Racing. He was having a tussle with Aaron Ocon. Then, we have Communist. Wide, I think. He's conceded places to Bennett and Warman. And he will be 6th by the end of the first lap. Raptor coming under a bit of pressure already. He runs wide into the final corner. He has to stay off the track there. He's knocked the DRS board open. That could have resulted in a very big spin. He's now down to 7th after rejoining the track. Gogglsaw in the HWA gets a good run here on CJ Pants. Pulls to the left-hand side of the track, getting the slipstream from Raptor as well. Should see this completed, but no, CJ's going to send it back up the inside. I think there's a third car involved as well. Matty Mumu there, actually. Rundle is past Aaron Ocon. Mr. Boca now on Rossi, who's fighting Rundle at this point on the previous lap. It's going to go around the outside this time. It's the inside last time around. Here he goes down the inside. And Rossi is just going to try and keep it. Oh, he's forced onto the gravel slightly. That's Xfilo up his inside, looking to start a fight back now. Pluto leads then, a second head of LMG, who's on the soft compound of tyre. LMG, of course, a big name on the time trial leaderboards for F2. Always at the top. Matty Mumu gets past Gogglsaw. High Tech versus HWA there. Next up is Raptor. Ooh. All contact between CJ Pants and Mr. Boca. They're going to be 3 wide on the exit here. We've seen this go wrong. Was that Xfilo getting a poor exit out of all of that? This is still CJ Pants being absolutely... Well, he's still sent it either way. He was forced there by Mr. Boca. He's run deep and is unable to get the position claimed. Xfilo now takes advantage and overtakes his good friend CJ Pants. Rundle as well, good friend of his, and up the inside he goes. Rossi and Aaron Ocon here having a tussle. Rossi, so we're in the third sector now, keeps P14. Pluto has not broken the DRS from LMG. Oh, this is Aaron Ocon and Thrasher going side by side now. There's battles everywhere you look on this circuit. Here comes Warman on Bennett. This is for a change in who gets the podium as it stands. Warman down the inside. Bennett not fully alongside there, but makes a An attempt to switch back. Gogglesaw ahead of Raptor now. He was running third on lap 1, by the way, until the last corner. Rossi, CJ Pants, Aaron Ocon, GSR Thrasher is around. Here's our first spin of the day. That comes up at turn 3. LMG really, really close to the back of Pluto. Remember, he's going to be able to go longer in this race. Both these drivers have a really good feel for the F2 cars. And a battle would not be unlikely. Everyone seems to have engine glitches, so I'll try to avoid bleeding your ears. But Bennett tucking into the slipstream of Warman. He pulls to the inside there, but trying to scare him into turn 1. LMG still slipstreaming up the hill. Bennett ahead of Warman again, but no, Warman pokes his nose up the inside. It's fairly done. He's going to have the DRS as well to have that extra straight line speed on fixed setups. It encourages such close racing down the straights of circuits. And through he goes once more. Expilo now up into the points paying positions. If he pulls off a comeback today, that would be a low level of confidence maybe at the start, turning into overwhelming levels, because no, it's clear he is in the top 3 for pace this season, and still having battles for the lower end of the points. P9 now for Expilo, P10 for Boca, 11th for Rundle. Was that Boca pulling into the pit lane for an early pit stop? He might have damage. Didn't quite catch his front wing, but in he goes. He speeds. Might have forgotten it's 37 miles an hour, not your conventional 50. No front wing change. Very costly 5-second penalty, however. Oh. LMG may or may not have taken the lead when I was watching a pit stop. Yeah, it would just be me that does that, isn't it? Thrasher also speeds in the pit lane. Again, the F2 brakes. Pluto now half a second behind LMG. His super soft tyres degrading more quickly. He'll be thinking about a pit stop maybe on this lap, just to start building back up the time. And just see that front left tyre. I always seem to allude to this, but just see where it's worn. And yep, he's heading safely into the pit lane there. A very good example of how it should be done. Gogglesaw on the back of Rickson. These two both heading into the pit lane as well. LMG sets a fastest lap of the race, and that is really, really encouraging. He just needs to keep that soft pace consistent. And Goggle almost hits the back of Rickson there. Matty Mumu into the pit lane as well. So it's Raptor and CJ Pants. Aaron Ocon, there's a time penalty on regular corner cutting. That happened. Soft tyres on for the drivers in the pit lane. They don't have another option, really. Confirmation there of the tyres. LMG now has a lead of 3 seconds over VRT Warman on the same strategy. So that is what things are looking like at the moment. Pluto is P9. He has a lot of clean air. He won't be hitting traffic anytime soon. The next traffic he probably hits are people on the same strategy. Aaron Ocon would be pitting soon. I don't think it would be a bad idea at this point to compare Expilo's pace. 1:16.1 is best lap. To Pluto's pace. 1:15.6 is best lap. Has been in the high 15s, and that is just... Sorry, that's Rossi. This is Expilo, and he just hasn't been able to match it since the start, hitting traffic, of course. It's been losing time ever since, and that is the reality of being stuck in traffic. The other driver having a track to themselves. Expilo coming out the pits here. There goes Rickson. There goes Matti Mumu, his teammate. He'll be fighting with Gogglesaw on the exit. He might be fighting with Boca as well, who runs really wide off the track there. Oh, he's going to send it down the inside of Expilo. It came late. 8 laps into this Austrian Grand Prix. Still, never a confirmed winner. Never a confirmed podium sitter. And I'll tell you, that'll be a fact going into this season. Super buzzing to have this underway again. Mr. Boca, a couple of attempts down the inside of Expilo. Maybe he's just aware, just conscious that he is one of the men to beat. Just trying to put him under pressure. Let him know he's there as well. Pluto 15-0 now, the fastest lap of the race. Of course, we welcome this season, like we welcome the news of the F1 2021 game today. So much to look forward to over the next dozen or so weeks as the new game gets closer. A new F2 format will be treated to. I'm sure it will come as a later feature in the game, but that's Gogglesaw there going wide as I went on board with him. But yeah, if we do happen to, you know, run an F2 2021 championship, you know, 2 sprints and a feature, unless that's customizable, I mean, that'd be a really, really, in a way, chaotic format. Another fastest lap for Pluto. He's absolutely destroying the timing screens. He's 24 seconds behind the leader, FRA LMG. Warman's brought that gap down slightly now that he's lost the pressure from Bennett due to the pit stop. Spilo gets ahead of Gogglesaw. How hard will Gogglesaw fight it? Both certainly feel they could win races this season. Just late on the upshifts there. Here comes Matti Mumu around the outside of Rickson. The switchback wasn't open. Ooh. Just correcting the car there on the exit of turn 4. And into turn 5. Such a fun sequence of corners in the F2 cars. I've just realised I've been made a moderator on the ARL Twitch. But that aside, Matti Mumu up the inside of Rickson. Whoa, they've just about to keep it contact free with Rickson having to run off the road. And there's Expilo as well. He'll be wanting to get past his teammate, or at least have it made easy for him. Here he goes down the inside of his high-tech teammate. We've got 2 positions on 1 straight there. Over halfway into the race now. 5 pit stops still to be made by the top 5. Currently, as it stands, LMG, Warman, Communist in 3rd, Rundle 4th, and Rossi in 5th place. Tier 1 Championship leader, of course, FRA LMG, is no stranger to leading and dominating races. Also recently been placed on the FRA, SRC, LMG, H2O roster. The abbreviations, my taste. DVD. Rickson will want to get some revenge on Matty Mumu, but equally he's being towed along by Expilo. Great camera shot amongst the Styrian Hills, where F1 and F2 held their season opener last season due to the COVID pandemic. Obviously, virtual racing unaffected by COVID, but here we are in Austria anyway. Seems to be such a popular and brilliant season opener now, and I think that is a relative... Warman's going in early, ended lap 12 for Supersofts. Well, Pluto took his 5 for comparison. Warman is trying to take them 8. Doing double the length? Yeah. I'm really not sure on that one, unless he can absolutely bamboozle us. There's Bennett on the exit. These two are still going to be having a battle, even after the pair's respective pit stops. The Prema matching Wyman's flag colours, representing Canada. The red and white. You just see the grip he has. LMG has pit at the end of lap 13, and he'll be looking like nice engine glitch to take the Supersoft 7 laps. We're on board with Pluto, who he's fighting in this race. Communist is in as well. Rundle has stayed out. Rossi has come in. So now we will start to see an auto take shape. Speeding penalty for Rossi there. And here comes Pluto. He is significantly ahead now of LMG, who will rejoin on the fresh Supersoft tyres. Let's see what he can do, how quickly he can close that gap. There's Warman. Whoa, he's half the gap, really, since I last mentioned it. A friend just sent me the school assembly PowerPoint. I know nobody cares, but, you know, we've got to find things to talk about. I say we, it's me, I'm waffling. Rossi, there, heating up his Supersoft tyres. Rickson still in DRS striking distance of Matty Mumu, although it's becoming less likely that an overtake will happen. I will say, maybe jinx it, but it has been a solid race in terms of cleanliness. And this was the case in F2 last season. You know, people can drive. It's wonderful. Rundle does not speed into the pit lane there, as we were on board with him. LMG, 3 seconds to catch in 6 laps. Can he do it? We're on board with Rossi, who is handed the easiest position of his life by ART teammate Raptor. Boca and Gogglesaw. Boca runs deep there, attempting one of those late dive bombs. Neither have DRS, so it's the pure slipstream again for Mr. Boca. He's shown to the inside by Gogglesaw. Will he run deep this time? No, he breaks. At about the same point, Gogglesaw going for the undercut. Switchback. There was contact there. Oh, Mr. Boca running wide again here. The penultimate corner. Probably along with, sorry, I should say along with the final corner, probably the most unsafe place to try and overtake on the entire track. So he won't be willing to do that. The track limits there, evident, a penalty given. Here's LSJ Rundle on Communist, his McLaren teammate in Tier 3, not in the same car. Here, of course, and around the outside he goes. Just running beyond that sausage curb. But he'll get away with it. LMG, within a couple of laps, has knocked the gap down about 4/10 at the moment. Whether he's saving the... Oh, that's Mr. Boca around at high speed and contact with the wall there. Oh, nice. LMG, though, with the fastest lap. Into the pits he goes, speeding again. Heavy penalties now. 13 seconds in total. I think it'll be down to 8. He's sped in the pit lane twice. Actually, no, yeah, there we go. Down to 8 seconds of penalties. We might have to throw an extra 10 on top of that for an illegal reset to track. Rossi on Rixon. Touched the grass there, slowed him down. Rossi also touching the grass. It means they're going to be side by side into turn 4. Both giving each other the room. Rossi on the outside. Rixon will have the inside line into turn 5. No harm done there. We have got 3 laps to go. Gap between Pluto and LMG, 2.2 seconds. It has to be a mental last couple laps from LMG if he wants to take the first win of the season. Expilo, by the way, back up to 5th. Realistically, 4th, 3rd, off the cards now, unless some driver errors take shape or the two collide. Here goes Rossi, and this time it's the outside line. He'll be eyeing up a good exit. Just had too much speed there on Rixon, but the DRS is open now. He's tucked into the slipstream. He'll be wanting the inside line, but again he's forced to the outside by the Campos. And oh, that's a brilliant switchback. And this time Rossi has the inside line. Roles reversed from the previous lap. Rossi trying to hold it all the way around the outside there, relying on Rixon to give him the space. He has done so far. If he can get this done, it will be a fantastic move. Oh, just unable to there. The curb being the obstructing factor after all of that. But great racing, nevertheless. Penultimate lap in this Austrian Grand Prix. Rossi comes of the inside again into turn 1. Again, Rixon running wide. Rossi has the better exit as a result, and you can see now it's the Campos behind into turn 3. Turn 2, the kink, of course. This is the braking zone for turn 3. We might see a Rixon cut back and a fight back into turn 4. So they go over the crest. Fastest lap for Mr. Boca. Bennett and Warman, let's not take our eyes off this either. A tenth separate them on at the end of the final corner, I should say. Final lap of the race. Final lap fight for the podium. And Bennett pulls ahead, and he is in front. But Warman has 2 more DRS straights to try and win this position back. Maybe it's smart from Bennett, because Warman will go through, and he'll have another opportunity on the straight to re-overtake the Canadian driver. And through goes Warman. Bennett back up the inside. He'll have the DRS as well. So very, very nicely done from Bennett. Oh, Warman's around on the final lap of the race. And there goes any hope of a podium. Expilo is up to P4 after perhaps one of the worst starts of his league racing career. You know. Take that as you will, but Warman 6th place now. Matti Mumu up to 5th as well. It'll be a solid 10 points for him. It'll be a solid, 16 for Expilo. The pole position, bring him some more crucial points. But here comes Pluto into the final corner. The champion takes the first race win of the season. LMG could not catch up. Pluto wins the Austrian Grand Prix feature race. And LMG and Bennett will round off the podium. McLaren in the F1 tiers. And there's Expilo, 4th place. Matti Mumu in 5th. And this is VRT Warman, 6th place. Rundle 7th. Goggle 8th. Reverse pole for him. Communist misses out by 2/10 on that reverse pole. And Rickson will take the final point. Rossi has an unserved penalty. Oh no, Raptor. We're going to get points anyway, but it's a free position for CJ Pants. Aaron Ocon, P14. Boca, well, he's making his own track at this point. Now the Thrasher. What? How's that fastest lap legal? Okay. Strange, but... Matti Mumu gets the game's driver of the day. And Carlin driver, as he is now, Pluto, takes the first race win, sprays the first bottle of champagne, and that sets us up for the rest of the championship. Winning the first feature is always a big statement. Everyone knew that Pluto was coming into this one strong as always. Has very few weaknesses in these cars, and there he is. Pluto takes the first race win. Thanks to those that have been watching so far. We do get equally, if not more, action in the sprint race. No pit stops. Just great racing. Sometimes. Some sprint laps. Oh. What? So there's on flipping new gen consoles. I can't go through the results. If you're not familiar with the sprint race format, either the top 8 from the feature race are reversed, at least by the 2020 rules and previous. It's not the same in real life 2021, so if you're hearing this thinking, I'm going to watch in real life F2, no, it's not how it works anymore. Yeah, we're trying to get used to the other format, but here we are, still F2 League Racing, 14 laps to be done on a set of soft tyres. Gogglesaw has pole position, and Rundle joins him on the front row. Warman, Matic, Spilo, Bennett, LMG and Pluto. Look at this, 5th, well, even 3rd place, you know, even 2nd and 1st. This top 8 reversed is really, really strong, and, well, you expect great things out of this lot. Communist, 9th, Rickson 10th, Rossi 11th, and yeah, as it was at the end of the feature race, those results are where you start. It's almost like a qualifying, the sprint race in itself, the feature race, but I think Rossi spun. Yeah, he did. He's doing his best to try and catch up now. No more FRT, Rossi. Can we get a pain in the chat? But here's Gogglesaw then, leading the pack. Can he lead into turn 1? Something that Expilo didn't do due to his wretched start. Spain without the S. Good one. Anyway, the drivers are lining up here for a second race of the day. 14 laps of the Red Bull Ring. 5 red lights coming on. Early for us, soon for the drivers. Here they go, they're revving it up now. We're underway for the sprint race in Austria. It's a good start there in the background for Bennett, who's already up to 5th. Fighting for 4th there as he takes the inside line, and P4 away from Expilo, who gets a horrid exit. He's down to 7th already. Pluto down to 9th, however, and Communist now fighting with Expilo. LMG down the inside of Matty. Warman fighting Rundle there for P2. Someone's got a slow exit. It's LMG, and the feature race runner-up would like to claw back some points. He's now 10th on the opening lap. Bennett and Matty Mumu, the tier 2 teammates, making contact there. Ooh, both running wide there. Up the inside comes Expilo. He does back out. Sensible, knows when to do it. And Pluto here as well. Oh, they're going to box in the high-tech. Here they go into the penultimate corner. Expilo might have to yield, but he's side by side with Pluto at the final corner. The 2 championship rivals, no doubt. Expilo stays ahead. That is great driving. Mr. Boca in the background down the inside of Aaron Ocon, who's forced off the track. Raptor getting past CJ Pants. Mr. Boca there, finally getting it done. Here's LMG on Communist. Brakes late. Does avoid Pluto. Has the outside line there. Oh, and the move done. Was a bit of contact as Communist opened up the steering. But halfway through lap 2, it is super close. Still comebacks to be made from Pluto. Oh, he touches the back of Expilo. Would have been a different reaction if he went around there. Gogglesaw still leads, but only by 0.3 of a second. Warman about half a second away from the race lead as well. Then it's Matty, Bennett, Expilo, Pluto and LMG. the top 8. Still, basically, as they are then, all started there on the grid. But a few changes since, though. Here we go, then. It is super, super close for the race lead. And no matter what it is, feature sprint, there's an awful lot of pride that comes to beating the likes of Pluto, Expilo, LMG. Will Rundle make a move? He has the DRS. He's going to the outside. He is going for it here at turn 3. And, well, he's going to have to yield. Warman. Bennett. Oh, Bennett's got a poor exit. Pluto goes through. Expilo goes through. And Expilo on Matty. The two high-techs. They're fighting for the lead, though. And it's hard to ignore this, as Rundle now has the race lead. Goggle and Warman, they're literally a tenth apart in the middle sector. And can Warman hold it around the outside? No, he can't. Goggle still invites him there by leaving a car's width. Oh my. Expilo got ahead of Matty. Pluto's now trying to wrestle past Pluto. Boca and Communist at the penultimate corner. Boca, well, we know what track limits he likes to make. There he is on the outside. He has got through. Let's go back to the action, and Warman there late on the brakes. Will Gogglesaw retake the lead here? Rundle shows him the inside. Many drivers like to cover that off, but he's just conscious of a possible switchback. And Pluto ahead of Matty, who's around. Matty Mumu is around here, and suddenly finds himself in last place. Must have been contact. Potentially lost it. Expilo on Warman at turn 1. The two are wheel to wheel. Oh! And that is very, very nice from Warman. Holding on for dear life as Gogglesaw. Here he comes. The pole sitter for this sprint race. Down the inside of Rundle, who shared the front row with him. And there, back to square one. Pluto and Expilo side by side again. It's also side by side for the lead. Let's see what occurs here. Rundle the outside. Who's that? It's Expilo. Oh no. Oh, he's around again. Oh no. Must have made contact with Pluto. And Communist is around as well. Two on the same lap. And I always tell you about these laps that everything changes in a sprint race. That's what's just happened. Pluto and Warman. Surely not another one around, but they've kept it going through there. And Expilo. Who would have thought? Rossi's now up to 9th. Aronok on up to 10th. After all of this, no points for these two positions in the sprint race. Raptor and CJ Pants side by side as well. A lot of drivers using that extra runoff at turn 1. Rundle and Gogglesaw again. You just expected at every corner now. Rundle with the DRS again in the slipstream as well. Which way will he go here? Because surely he's going to want this back. Oh yes he does. Down the inside he goes. He's left the room. Good defending by Goggle. Smart thinking from Rundle to just back out at the right time. Warman pushing him through turn 6. And turn 7, oh, the front wing almost sends him around. I think that's what happened at turn 3 on the final lap of the feature race. This is Pluto down the inside of Warman. Can he get it done this time? Warman's on the outside, using all of the track possible, and again keeps the position. Warman. His front right here, level with Rundle's rear left. He's alongside into the corner. The car's width is there on the outside. Oh, he's going to be forced off there just. And this is going to invite Pluto through. Oh, inside the LFG. Oh, another one around. And Pluto is getting gift after gift here for the championship. His driving has been exceptional. But his luck with who has gone around, of all people. Matty Mumu's gone onto the super softs and pinched the fastest lap. Safety cars and VSEs are enabled. Boca on Bennett, and Bennett's around. Aaron Ocon into a points-paying position as Rundle is around the outside. Warman's up the inside, and for perhaps the first time in this race, Warman is now going for the lead. He was third just a second ago, and here he is, taking the lead of the Austrian GP. It's 3 wide! It's 3 abreast! Pluto on the inside! Oh my days, and now Pluto is going for the race lead. Could he make it 2 from 2? Because if he gets in front here, there is probably no stopping him. As Goggle still third place, Rundle finds himself in 4th. Matty takes another fastest lap. LMG will probably join him for that attempt. So is Expilo. The 3 are now just going for fastest laps. It does probably mean that neither will get points from this race, Expilo or LMG, meaning Pluto will have a huge championship lead by the end of the first 2 of 20 races over 10 weeks. Here comes Pluto. He's going to back off, so is Warman though. Ooh, could always be a dangerous thing to try when the lead driver does it, but I think Pluto's pulled it off nicely. It might be 3 abreast again. Here comes Goggle, and he's certainly side by side with Warman. Can either of them get alongside Pluto? No, they can't. It's now the battle for P2 with Goggle on the outside and Warman on the inside. Both trying to take slipstream from Pluto, but still amongst their own battle. Down towards turn 4, Goggle sort of goes down the inside late on the brakes. Rundle keeping it in shape back there. Contact with Warman. They've got to be careful because easily both of them can spin around if they're not careful. Goggles back down to 3rd place. Rundle still about a 10th behind. Rundle off the exit at the final corner. He's now free to fight for the podium a bit more now that the 2 ahead aren't glued to each other. Boca in 5th place at the moment. Here he goes on Rundle, just being squeezed there. Rundle defends to the inside. Oh, they've got to be careful. And certainly Rundle there, as Boca may have felt he moved a touch under braking. Had a good angle of it. Here comes Boca again with a classic little dive bomb. Rundle's forced a little wide though by his move. And through they come again. Goggle and Warman. Bit unorthodox as Warman maybe Had a poor exit off turn 4. Yellow flag in sector 1. I think we have Matty Moo around. The second time this race. Boca down the inside of the penultimate corner! Oh my god, my voice just cracked as he just saves the car. LMG and Expilo are having a little tussle, but unfortunately it's for absolutely nothing in this race anymore. Warman pushing Goggle. He wants to take back that P2. Here he goes. Should see that HWA. Now behind him. He'll have the DRS on the next straight though. Oh, Rundle goes in deep. Could have easily smashed Gogglesaw off the road. Boca takes 4th as a result, as you can basically see the 3 cars behind and what they're up to. Pluto has a 1.5 second lead, and I told you nobody would be able to stop him as soon as he got in front. Such as his dominance. Let's tune in to LMG and Expilo. They're having a classic little battle at turn 3. Tier 2 championship leader versus Tier 1 championship leader. But here in F2, you'll find that it really doesn't matter what tier you're in. Honestly. Rundle, Boca. Is Boca around? He is. Rickson's up to 5th. The 2 Camposes swap places. Might have come together with Rundle there. Bennett, who we last saw spinning at the penultimate corner, has P6 in his sights, P5 in his sights, both Camposes. Campos on Campos. Boca down the inside of Rickson and has that one done. Bennett behind as well. 1.5 laps to go in this sprint race, which has not been short of action. Same applies to the feature race. Bennett forcing Rickson to the curb, and he's up now to P6. So calm down, but the final lap awaits. Gogglesaw will be after that P2. Warman's almost getting into the DRS range. He is flying at the minute, Warman. Managed to close the gap a bit, but it might not be enough to pose a challenge for the victory. And, well, if any of you were around watching last season, you'll just know that the results... Basically, Pluto won almost everything. As we can see, you know, he went on a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't even know, 6, 9, 10 races before it was broken by Goggle at the Russia sprint race. FRA LMG won one race last season, which was the Britain Sprint. I remember him spinning off in the feature race. I think it was his last F2 race until today. Raptor on CJ pants. But that really doesn't matter anymore because Pluto has started another incredible campaign with two incredible victories. He takes the double, Warman and Gogolsaur on the podium. Then comes Rundle and Boca and Bennett and Rickson. And Rossi takes the final point. Aaron Ockham will take 9th place. Here comes CJ Pants to the line. He takes 10th. Raptor, then Communist, LMG, Expelo, Thrasher and Matty. Has Matty got a left rear puncture? He's been on those tyres for 8 laps. Had a couple of moments. And he'll be limping this one to the line. Oh, Matty. Well, had to try something. Went for a couple fastest laps. Oh, Matty. We might as well watch this. Bit of end of race entertainment. But Pluto has taken 40 points with 2 race wins. Expelo took the pole position, but honestly, it has really been a day to forget. 9 more weeks though in the championship to build it back up. Matty's been lapped. Oh, here they all come. They just go round and round. And Matty crosses the line in 16th. It's official. How was that, chat? I mean, I feel like people just watch it because they're interested, but genuinely interested to hear an opinion while we see the podium and then the results. There it is. There's Pluto for the second time in an hour, lifting the winning trophy. It was a good one. I have to agree. F2's just fun, exciting, and a breath of fresh air. Always is, no matter how much you run it in a league. But here are the sprint race results. Pluto wins. Warman in P2. He closed rapidly on the last lap, by the way. Gogolsaur in 3rd place ahead of Rundle, Boca and Bennett. Rickson and Rossi round off the top 8 in points. Aaron Ockham and CJ Pants in the top 10. Raptor, Communist, Expelo, LMG, Thrasher and Matty. Your classification. I'll actually go through the feature race results. Just so they're visible in all its flesh. Because we didn't actually get to see them there. But here are the weekend results and how the championship looks as it stands, actually. Because after one race, we can see that Pluto has a 19-point lead over his teammate. LMG and Warman on the same number of points. Will we still have a championship battle? Or will it just be pride of the remaining positions? Find out next week when we are off to the incredible Silverstone circuit. It's a pleasure being able to commentate again. Thank you everyone for watching this week, and take care, guys.